Will you stop scrolling and give me a few minutes? And before I even share, I want to state that when I speak of the Western Church in this video, I speak about the church as a whole. I'm not saying that every church in the West is guilty, but as a whole, the evidence is glaring, especially in light of what I read in the book of Acts. And as I study the book of Acts, I see that the culture the early church lived in was brutal. I mean, it was totally pagan and openly anti-Christian. There was no affirmation of morality or any sort of cultural Christianity. This meant Christianity wasn't accepted in the culture. It meant that there wasn't a thing called nominal Christianity. Half-hearted Christians didn't exist. The early church were literal aliens to everything in the culture. Government didn't advocate for them. Government didn't protect them in any way. And so what happened is persecution broke out towards the early church everywhere. Proclaimers of the gospel, they became martyrs. I mean, to embrace Jesus meant opposition and rejection, hostility was coming your way. For many, it meant death. And so I began to ask the question, why did this society resent the church so much? Why was this society so hostile towards the early church? The only thing I could find was simply this. Early Christians preached the words of Jesus, period. And they never compromised. They never sugarcoated his message. They never asked how they could make it more palatable and more relatable to culture. They just told the world, God became flesh and dwelt among us. His name is Jesus. And the message was simple and it was clear. If you don't repent and believe in him, you're going to hell forever. And they made it absolutely clear that belief in Jesus involved sacrifice. It involved a changed life, not living as a hypocrite. The early church was confronting sin and calling people to deny themselves and become lifelong slaves to a crucified Jew. And it was a hard sell. The few were signing up for this. The early church was preaching a gospel that was deeply offensive to both Jews and Gentiles. That meant pretty much everybody in this day. Guys, the entire known world was in direct opposition to the message of Christ. And because of this, anyone who represented this message was resented and rejected.